Hello, my name is Yandy. You might have seen me in one of my other videos. If you haven't, don't worry, you'll get to know me now with this awesome tutorial on how to find the right wall mount for the right monitor. Now we live in a world of technology where everyone have about 5 connected devices in their own, PCs, phone, tablet, so on and so forth. If we go back to the 90s where people didn't even have a computer, they have one TV and it was so big you would never think to hang it up on the wall, you know. So here I am. I'm gonna make this video about wall mounting a monitor because I realize a lot of people don't know how to find which mount is right for your monitor. Some people might think that their monitor cannot be hanged on the wall. So I'm gonna show you a little bit about the VESA standards, which defines what type of rack to use for what type of monitor. So I'll show you a bit of that, and then we'll fix the wall mount and screen ourselves on the wall, and you'll be all set to do it yourself after. Thank you. So let's get the show on the road.
So here's what we'll need for this tutorial: a screwdriver, a wall mount rack, and an adapter in my specific case, a monitor, a stud sensor, and a drill. So first, you need to find what model is your monitor, which is usually on the company sticker in the back of most any screen, as you can see on those 3 different monitors. Notice also that some screens have holes to fit in screws in the back, while the middle one doesn't. And it's that screen we'll put up on the wall, as it needs an adapter along with the wall mount, making it a bit more complicated. So let's begin our search. We're going to look up the Sanyo model monitor. I haven't verified what VESA standard that this particular monitor uses. So here I'm going to click directly on the official owner's manual because it's usually the best source of information. So we scroll down a bit and we can see here that this monitor uses a VESA standard interface that's 100 by 100, meaning that this monitor needs a VESA standard wall mount that's corresponding to these numbers. Now all that's left to do is to order your wall mount. So let's Amazon this. As you can see, there are many different type of wall mounts, so make sure you know which one is right for you. Now that you know you need a 100 by 100 VESA standard, you still got to pick from a desk mount, a wall mount. Do you want it to be retractable, more or less? All those options are yours to decide. I'm gonna show you a second research here to show you how careful you gotta be when trying to find information on the internet. So I typed in the model of the monitor which had no place to screw in a rack. So a couple of 27MP something model comes up first. Oh, here it is. So this page does say they are the user guide for the specified model, but you scroll down and it shows a screen with screw holes when I know that mine doesn't have any. Keep scrolling a bit and you can see that my model is not included in the models from the list, so be very careful before ordering something you don't want. So let's order these 2 pieces from Amazon, and since I'm a Prime member, we won't even need to wait. Now we're gonna build the rack and the adapter, so let's start with the wall mount rack, a star screwdriver, and a quick reading through of the instruction booklet, and here's your mount. The adapter might seem a little bit more complicated than the wall mount, but then again, if you follow these instructions, it is quite simple. After fixing the pieces on the edges that acts as a grasp, now we can screw it in the wall just like this by using 2 screws at once and then fixing it with the bolts and nuts. Make sure the 2 screws are aligned with the screw holes. Don't screw them all the way in just yet, as we'll need to adjust those arms when the screen is going to go in. Now you just have to simply repeat the exact order of operation. You put the 2 screws, nuts, and bolts, screw it in, and that's it. Simple enough? Now that my 2 pieces are together, the wall mount and the adapter, you can see it is fully adjustable and can take different angles, depending on what you need. Now this part is what goes into the wall, and it is also adjustable, like you can see. Next we're going to remove the foot stand, if there is one, from your monitor. On this one is a simple screw, and then you just gotta pull it out. Pretty simple. Keep in mind that all monitors don't have the same foot stand, so removing it might be different from this one. I'm gonna fix the adapter on the screen now. Gently lay down the monitor on a flat surface, and then we're gonna slowly adjust the arms around the monitor so that it's held tightly. Make sure you are not blocking any of the ports or connections, nor any buttons with the adapter. Lastly, when all arms are well fitted around the screen, you just need to screw in the screws that are in the arm part until the screen is held tight enough by the 4 hands. The monitor might want to be moving around a bit. Don't forget to hold it while you're working on it. So when you're happy with the 4 arms, now you can tighten those bolts behind the adapter. They will stabilize the arms on the wall mount. You could see before they were moving. So we go nicely and gently while still making sure every single connector is strong enough to hold in place. And those 4 arms that were movable before are now fixed straight and will not be moving anymore. These bolts are quite hard to adjust since there's very little which wall you're gonna fix the screen, you need to find a wall stud inside your wall. Now some people would use the knocking trick where the noise would be different whether you'd knock on an empty inside or on the studded inside. Or you can use the simple stud finder. It's gonna light up and beep when it's on top of a stud, making it very easy for anyone to find it. So just use a pencil and mark the wall where the stud is. Then put the back of the wall mount on top of the newly marked stud. And now, mark down the screw holes directly on the wall so that you know where to drill the holes you need for the mount. Make sure your drill uses a smaller drill bite than the screws you're going to use, because you don't want holes that are larger than the actual screws. Now that we have our holes in the stud, we'll just screw the wall mount in. It can be a bit hard to screw those inside, since we made a hole that was smaller, and I also realized that I live in an old apartment and that I have cement inside my walls. I had to change my drill bite, making it quite hard to screw it in, but one thing is sure, this rack will be held very strongly because of this. So you screw them one by one. Don't screw the first one all the way in before the second is also deep in. Actually, you should never do that on any app roll that has more than one screws, since it can misplace the screws and it could work them out of their holes. Last part now, see how this little hole fits on top of the part that's fixed to the wall? So let's put it in. And then we'll screw it in, again gently but firmly. Finally, make sure everything is held in place. Try to adjust the positioning, etc. Even though it is really well fixed in, you never know. There could be a factory default or something, so handle with care. All I have left is to put in the caps on top of the front screws for aesthetics and protection, and we now have a wall-mounted monitor.
Thanks for watching this video. I really hope wall mounting monitors now holds no secrets from you. Feel free to click on the like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe to be the first one to watch my next videos. Thank you, have a great day.